casted down, and they became serpents. But Aaron's rod swallowed up their serpents. Why? Because the real act and power of God will always prevail. Yes. Will always. You know, I would have loved to stood and heard the conversation between Jesus and Pilate. I would have loved to understood what provoked the noisy house or something like that, but there's several children in the house, and they actually, I heard it myself as they were advertising for this sitcom, and they said, well, we don't agree with all the content, but it does teach some good morals in it. And I thought to myself, how can you start out with good morals when you have two men living together? The Bible strictly mentions about a man being with a man as an abomination. And yet we will promote that. Well, they've got some good. But that's not what those that are viewing it will see. They will see, well, this Christian broadcast that is helping many, they're promoting this as a moral lifestyle. And now what are our children growing up? Every generation, and you'll know me to, you know this to be true, every generation has become more tolerant of things that would never have accepted 50 years ago. Today, it's almost promoted by some churches for people to live together to make sure they know that they're actually compatible. I've heard people defend that. Well, the reason we're not getting married right now, we just want to make sure we're compatible. Well, let me tell you, at 15 and 17, I didn't know if we were compatible or not. I didn't even know what games we wanted to play. We were still kids. But when we said I do, we knew that it was for the rest of our lives. It wasn't playing house. But the problem is, when you begin to compare, please hear me, we're adults, but when you begin to compare partners, you're never going to be satisfied. One of the reasons that I'm sure I'll never get married is, I'm sorry, I know there's some good women out there. My dad found one after my mother died. But in my eyes, I had the best. And when you've had the best, what's the rest? That's me. I'm not saying about anybody else, but that's me. I know that I would compare, and that wouldn't be fair to her, and it wouldn't be proper in me. I know that wouldn't work. That's just me. But you look at all these people. I've got a tenant that her boyfriend had just had a baby. They've only been broke up a month and a half and already got another guy moved in. I promise you, that daddy will not love that baby. I'm just going to stop serving God today. I just had enough and I'm done today. No. There was a journey that got them there. They slowly, please do not take this literal what I'm getting ready to say. You can literally see them start at the front pew and end in the foyer. They're not saying that for the people in the back. But that's how they would. They would start here. And you could just see spiritually. They begin to get a little cooler. They begin to get a little cooler. That was what happened to the Laodicean church. He said, return to your first love. You've allowed something to come in and rob. There's never been a marriage that has been broken up by a third party that it wasn't already on the rocks. Then you had that interloper come in. If you was mine, I'd be treating you like this. I'd be treating you like that. You don't think Satan's using that same tactic to many people? Oh, if you was mine, man, it wouldn't be as bad as it is now. I'd let you do anything. I just, let you feel good about it. I wonder if Satan even had marketing hand in Nike. Just do it. Don't hesitate. Just do it. You think about it. I wonder how many sins could be prevented if somebody just stopped and thought 5 seconds. I wonder if David would have gotten off of that balcony if it had just thought a second. But his heart was so stirred with lust. Because when the prophet Daniel came in and said, I want to tell you about a guy that did this certain act. You all know the story. David was mad. Who is the man? I'll kill him. David, you are the man. I got to believe him. Why? Because, Joab, the sword kills one. People die in battle, so Uriah's just to pour another casualty on the board. He's another pin up there of the victim. No, David murdered him with the sword of the Philistines. Why? Because he allowed lust to enter in and didn't allow the Spirit to tell him, David, you better not cross that line. We're living in a time that morals doesn't exist anymore. Isaiah, woe unto them that call evil good, and good evil. We celebrate virtually everything for a month. It always amazes me. I've never heard of Christian Heritage Month. Brother Bill, I've never ever heard it. We're going to celebrate our Christians. Don't let a natural disaster happen. They go to the churches. And I don't agree with Joel Osteen. I don't like a lot of stuff he does. But when that second storm hit down there, and he didn't allow those people to come in his church, he got tarred and feathered. But a lot of people don't realize the first time he opened the door up, they did $1 million worth of damage to the building. They threw the door open and let all these refugees come in. They did $1 million worth of damage. But because he didn't open up again, and of course the government didn't offer to repay anything. Oh, you're a private entity. You're a non-for-profit. We can't help you. But if you don't do it, now we're going to blast you for not opening it up. We don't like what you say. We don't like who you are, except for when we need you. And it always amazes me. I'll get here, and I'll have somebody pace. I'll see them. I've even seen it during sermons, somebody pacing back and forth out there. I know what they're here for. I want to speak to the pastor. I know why they're here. it's the summer, they're going to decide to stay home and play in the pool. If the church doesn't change their life, you know why you folks are still here? Because there's something down inside of you that says, God, you have changed my life, and I don't ever want to go back to what I was before. But somewhere we got to begin to transmit this to those out there that are fed up with church that doesn't work. I still believe holiness works today. I still believe godliness works today. I do. I believe it still works. Brother Bill, that they were going to.
We are the church. Not the building in here. We are the representative of the church out there.
We are what they got to see.
That's right.
We are what has got to get a hold of them and let them know what God can do to them because of what He has done for us. I got one more passage and I won't. I've still got a lot of notes left and I won't get in beyond that. I want to go to Proverbs one moment. Proverbs reads this, 17 and 15. The Lord hates these two things, punishing the innocent and letting the guilty go free. I can't change what our society does. Our society's going to do, our court system is going to do what it's going to do. But you and I, as Brother Bill mentioned, as the church, we can make a difference. There are those that need us to tell them the truth. I don't need somebody to tell me a lie that's going to cost me my soul. I need somebody that may hurt my feelings, but will save my soul from hell. Because I want to go to heaven. I want to go to heaven to see Jesus. I'm not trying to avoid hell. I'm trying to make it to heaven to see Him. I've set everything inside of me, no matter what they do. You know, in business, it's so easy. It's so easy to be like the other guy. It is, and it's a crooked world out there today. During the pandemic, sheet of plywood ran up to $20, $60 a sheet, when it normally ran $10. Do you know that when Hurricane Andrew hit Florida, they prosecuted several contractors because they raised their price. They said it was price gouging. But nothing was said to Menards, Lowe's, Home Depot when they raised their price 6 times because they had too much money at stake for anybody to say that. And how was that not price gouging? We were saying, well, the demand. Well, that's what the contractor said in Florida. I've got 100 people call me. Who am I going to work for? The guy that wants to pay me the less? And yet several contractors actually got fined and thrown in jail, and some of them lost their license because they said,